Hey guys, it's been a while since I come in and done a video and spoke to you guys. We've been travelling around since the last time I was here in this beautiful forest. We've been down to Worthing in Sussex. Where else we've been? We've been down to Kent. We've been all over the place, and we've been back here for a couple of days. We come back on Friday, and we just had a weekend chilling out and just kind of regrouping, figuring out what I want to do this for this next few weeks or this next month actually while we're here nearly. Um, so we've just been kind of getting things down and um, and yeah, just kind of sorted out really and figuring out where we are and what we're doing with the website and everything. So I know you may have noticed that on my Facebook I've been busy creating and writing a lot of books recently, especially in Peterborough. I've written a few books. They're all designed. They're not kind of books that are kind of designed to teach you anything. That teaching's not in the right kind of frame for them. They're thought provoking. Um, they're designed to for you to read them, and it sparks that train of thought. What happens if I looked at things this way? What happened if I maybe didn't do that but did this instead? That's what the books are designed to do. They aren't teaching books. Yes, you will learn a lot from them, but they're more thought-provoking books. They're not. They don't kind of go down the line of our kind of family journey books. Although we do live what we say we do, and you do see that come out in the books that we've been writing. I've recently started a new one, and I've already had a few people reach out to me to ask me when it'll be ready. And it's come on the back of really, everybody's talking about the digital ID at the moment. We've been talking about it for years. We've known it's been coming in for years, but now it's kind of getting to that time, and Starmer's been saying that they're getting ready to roll it out, and so I thought I'd hit the ground running and get ahead of the curve. And this book is designed to show people that there really is another way. Rather than kind of hard rejecting, you can choose to meander around certain things, if you catch my drift. There are different ways. It is going to be brought in slowly, and it's going to be the illusion is it's for safety, it's for ease, it's for convenience, but that will be short-lived because it will be clamped down and tightened until eventually, it's going to be mandatory and everyone is not going to have a choice whether they want to or not. So hence the reason why I'm kind of writing this next one. I'm on the first part, so this book is going to be in about 5 different parts, and various different chapters, about 5 or 6 different chapters in each part. I'm currently still on the first part. I'm about 3 or 4 chapters in. It should be ready by, within a week to 2 weeks, maybe, hopefully. I'm not sure. So hopefully that'll come out. But, this is why we kind of do document our lives, we do show everybody that this is the way we live our life. We are on the road. We don't have the ties that many other people do, the houses, the cars, the bills, we don't have that. And, this is our, the schooling for Dylan. And this is why we show, there is another way. And, although some people might not interact with posts with us, people do come into our inboxes quite regularly. And just kind of asked us questions. Quite a lot of the home education, world education kind of groups, world schooling groups. I'm quite vocal in there about how we live our lives. Let me just switch you over because of the sun. About how we live our lives, and I like to think I'm helping people. I'm kind of giving them pointers and and things like that. And this is what this is all about. We are not waiting for a savior to come and rescue us like many people are out there. They're waiting for that one person in government to change government and everything else. And that's never going to happen, guys. It's never going to happen. And I think the sooner that people understand that and realize that, the better. The only thing that's going to help create this new way of life, this new, you walk this way, and this new way of life and this new world that we all know is, potentially can be, is we create it ourselves. It's about us stepping out. It's about us moving in different ways. It's about us having the bravery, the courage to make that first step out of, it doesn't have to be all at once, out of one system by one system by one system, one little idea, one little spark starts the journey, and it's having that bravery to do that. Some people, it's very daunting, and it can be a very daunting task to kind of on board. You are going to be leaving behind everything that you've always known, and your parents have always known, and your parents and your grandparents have always known. We've been so indoctrinated, and so this is the way that life has to be, and there isn't no other alternative. Well, there is all other alternatives. We are living proof of that. There is an alternative, and it's an amazing alternative, and it's so freeing, and it's just amazing. So there's lots of good stuff, and if you're not already in our group, the Sovereign Family Tribe, have a look for it on Facebook. You'll find us there. We're also on TikTok as the Nomad Family, etc. I am Nomad Family Tales of Adventure, and Sam is Nomad Family Adventures, I think. So you can find us there and follow along on our journey, because we aren't here to teach you what to do. We're not here to teach you to suck eggs. We're here just to show you and get you thinking. Whether you make whether you take any of this on board, whether you think, I might just take one step and see where it goes, whatever part of the journey that you're on, maybe you're just looking, maybe thinking, oh, I wonder if I did this, what would life be like? Maybe you're just dreaming about it at the minute, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think the more you kind of start to live a life like this, the more you think about it, the more you change one little thing in your life. And, that one thing turns into two, and then three. And then before you know it, you're starting to get out of one system, two systems, three systems, four systems. In this new book, there are certain systems that are hard to get out of. Sorry, I have to keep changing because of where the sun is. There are systems that are hard to get out of, and there are some that you'll never be completely out of unless you're a hermit living somewhere where nobody knows where you are, and that is going to be a really hard way of life. The idea is you can use the systems for some things, you can not use the systems for other things. It's our choice, remember. Our choice. We choose whether we want to walk the path. We choose whether we want to be controlled. We choose whether we want to go here or there. It's down to us. It's not for somebody else to choose what we want to do. So always remember that. The biggest thing in life to remember, it's up to us to choose, not for somebody else to choose. Whatever they package it up and slap a label on it, it might be for the greater good. It might be for convenience. It might be for ease. It's not, it's for control. And the more people see that and understand that, then the better. And, that is the point of me writing these books, to help people understand the different control mechanisms they use, the different ways they sell it to you. And this goes right the way, from schooling, from money to tax to banking systems. It's everything. It's embedded in every aspect of our lives. And this is where we weave and unravel, hence the name that the series that I'm writing, Unraveled. Where we unravel all of those different systems so we understand how they trap us, how they get to us, how they package it as something great. But it's actually not. They kind of trap you in this fear. They trap you in lack, in scarcity. It is all about control. It's never about, when did the government ever do anything great for us? They don't, and all these people waiting, as I said earlier, for the government aren't going to stop doing what they're doing. They are the government. It's not all of a sudden just going to change and they go, oh, I know, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to let everybody run free. And, we're not going to tax you. We're not going to do this. Stop looking for the people that's made to keep you like this, to set you free. The system is not going to set you free. The only person that can set you free is you. And these books are designed to help you understand that and show you ways that you can start to free yourself, one system to another, to another, to another. You can own businesses, you can receive money. There are legal ways of opting out of some things. There are legal ways where you don't have to pay tax. There are legal ways of not being restricted to, say, digital ID. There are ways to migrate to different countries legally. There are a lot of different things that we are going through, that we've done, and processes we are currently going through ourselves. So these aren't just kind of conspiracy theories. They aren't, kind of hyper theories out there that people or us are just throwing around. These are real examples, real lived experiences that we're talking about. So they're coming from a place where we've been, the actual path that we're traveling on. And I think that's what makes this journey even better, really, is because my path is to help people. This is what we do. And we're here to help people create that new world, this golden age that everybody keeps talking about, this magical world where everybody has loads of money and everybody's free and everything else. That is exactly what we are showing everybody how to do. And it's easier than what people think. Yes, there are some kind of hard steps to this, but it is a lot easier than what people think it is. And it just takes a little bit of spark, a little bit of imagination, and a little bit of courage to take that first step, let's say. Whether it be, taking your child out of school, whether it be leaving your job behind and creating a business for yourself, so you're owning your own earnings, your own money. Think of a hobby and think about how you could make that work for you and get paid for it. There are plenty of online jobs out there, Indeed, and all the rest of it that do offer remote work jobs, so you don't have to be tied to a location to work. You don't have to be, and as you go down the line, in this next book, I'm teaching you about how to set up different bank accounts, or, what other bank accounts and ways to look at different things that you can use to set up. So you can kind of live with a limited amount of restrictions, but not much. So there's some good stuff coming, guys, and as I say, we're here to show you another way of living. We come on, we're documenting it all the time. We're writing books, we're showing you, this is how we live our lives. Day to day, this is how we live our lives. We've got no alarm clocks, we haven't got no routines as such. We just get up and do what we want, we go where we want. That's in theory, I think that's what a lot of people want. Some people do like structure. Yeah, I get that. My parents love structure. But I think the more and more things start to tighten, the more the digital ID comes in, the more the Good Samaritan, or the people that say, if you're not doing nothing wrong, it's not going to affect you, is it? Those sort of people, because I know who they are. If you've got those kind of good characters, well, the model citizens, they'll soon feel choked. even if it's just to, you know, oh, I've used too much petrol today, I can't put any gas in the car, I can't put any petrol in the car to go to work. Or I've had too much meat this week, I can't have no more meat. Or, you know, this is what effectively is coming. So, you know, we have been warning you for years. This is why we've been creating this life and getting prepared. And we are living a life mostly outside of the majority of the systems right now. There's the one or two systems that we're still in, that we will be out by the end of this year, next year. And then we will be completely free. And, you know, we are here to help others go through this journey and figure it out for themselves. And, you know, you haven't got to follow our exact path, but, you know, we are here to show you that there are other ways, and, you know, we can guide you in those ways if you want to. Well, that's it for me, guys. I'm just going to head back. Dylan wants to go swimming, so we are, and Dylan's going to go swimming. Me and Sam are going to jump in the sauna and steam room, have a little bit, half an hour swim with Dylan, and then I'll be back to the book. So that's it for now, guys. Take care, and I will speak to you all soon. I know me and Sam are going to do a video together and answer a few questions in the Sovereign Family Tribe Facebook group, possibly later today and tomorrow, or tomorrow. Just depends how far I get with this book in a bit. But anyway, guys, take care. Love and light to you as always. Remember to look after yourselves and each other. Take care for now. Bye-bye.